create rectangular stock, from the Toolpath Manager window, I'm going to select the Stock Setup option. Set the shape for my stock setup to rectangular. I'm going to tell it to display the stock when I'm done and to fit that screen and to display it as wireframe geometry. I have several options. If I had surfaces, I could tell it to select all surfaces or all solids. I can also tell it to select all entities on my screen. And immediately you'll notice it puts in my X, Y, and Z lengths of the part. If I wish to machine material off, I can add it to these values. I could also tell it to select the corners of my part, and I can select one corner and then the opposite corner. I can also choose the bounding box option, and I'll window select all of my entities, and this window will populate. With the bounding box selection, the default is to manually select everything. I could change the radio button to automatically select everything shown. I can also change the shape from rectangular to cylindrical. And as I scroll down through my options, I can tell it where I want the stock geometry origin to be. This is not the same as the part origin, but where the stock is created from. By default, it's set to the bottom. Now I want to expand my stock in the x-axis only, 1/8 of an inch on each end. To do that, in the size of X field, I'm going to click and I'm going to type plus 1/4, which will add 1/8 of an inch to each end, making the overall length 6.75. I can do the same on the Y. However, when I get to the Z, because I've said the stock is the Z bottom, if I want to add 1/8 of an inch to come off the top of the part, I add plus 1/8 and it only expands the top of the part, assuming the bottom has been machined or will not be machined. So I'm going to set this back to 1 1/4, and we'll scroll down. We can also tell it to create geometry besides the stock. We won't bother with that today. Or I can use the push-pull. With the push-pull, I can tell it to pull in both directions. I can come out here, select an end face, grab this red arrow, and drag it out. Or I can type directly into the field. So I'll just make it 8 inches long. 8 inches is entered. My stock is now 8 inches. I can still go back, grab that red arrow, change the size of my stock. For now, I'm going to set my stock back to 6.75. And accept my selections.